Hi there, I'm John and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I have been watching booktube for over 3 years now. I've been an avid watcher for 3 years and I've been meaning to get on this place for a while, like making videos and all, but there's been one mishap or the other, but I am finally here now and you are welcome. So today I'm going to be starting with a book haul because my school just had like our semester's book fair, because there's a book fair that comes here every semester. It comes here once every semester, and so that's where I get the majority of my books, the ones you see and the ones below. So I get the majority of my books, and so this semester I have acquired some books that I would love to share with you, and so sit tight. And yeah, also little disclaimer, I live in like a quite a busy area here, so I apologize for any little noise you hear occasionally, but that's so let's get into the video. The first book I have here is Brothers Karamazov by Dostoevsky. I got this because my friend Estelle, who has a channel on here, this is one of her favorite books of all time, and I really got it because I really like Dostoevsky. I've liked hearing about Dostoevsky, and I own a lot of his work, Crime and Punishment. I've not read anything by him yet, but I'm eager to see what he's all about because he's quite a notable author, quite a very popular classic Russian author. So I'm really looking forward to reading his works in general. But yeah, I got this and it's quite a chunky one. It's over 900 pages. But I think I really like long books, so I'm glad about that. And I think one of my major interests in Dostoevsky has been that I've heard he like tackles morality in his works. Like, I really do not know what this is about or what Crime and Punishment is about, but I've heard he tackles morality in a lot of his works. I don't know if he does Christianity. I think that should be Tolstoy or something. But I really like books about like character studies on like human nature and human experience. So I am looking forward to whenever I get to read this. So next we have All Quiet on the Western Front by Eric Maria Remarque. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced, sorry. But yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front. This is the 1943 one novel from which the Netflix film All Quiet on the Western Front, released last year, was adapted. And I got this because a friend of mine whom I read with here in Nigeria, she read this not too long ago and she really loved this. And the thing is, like, I have watched the film and I usually do not watch film first then read. I'm more of a reverse person, and things that usually when I watch the film I do not go back to the book, but this will be like the second time I am doing this. And so yeah, I saw this at the fair and I saw it last semester too. That's when my friend got it, but this semester I saw it again and I was shocked because it's like you don't usually see a lot of these kinds like very often. And so seeing it, I decided to get it then because I was like, let me just go for it. And it's quite short, about 200 and something pages, and the writing is actually very fast, so I like the way it's written, the size, and so I think it's going to be a quick read. And just the fact that she read it recently and has been raving about it, she calls it, says one of her favorite books of all time, and that's one of the easiest ways to get me to read a book, especially from somebody who I respect a lot. So yeah, I'm going to check this out. I really liked the film, and so I think if there's like little to no change from the novel to the film, I don't know if I'm going to like extremely love it, because I did not like love the film. I thought it was brilliant visually, like it was a brilliant visual translation and it was quite gripping, and I cried. Maybe I almost cried, or I cried is a bit, because I know it was like very, very strong to the chest, to the heart. If there's not really much difference here from the film, I'm probably going to at least like it, the base level. But yeah, I'm looking forward to reading this. I hope I can get to this before the end of the year. Okay, next up we have One True Thing by Len. I think that's how you pronounce her name. One True Thing, yes. So I saw this in the mass market section, because I think that's where a lot of people look towards, and that's like the bulk of what is sold at the fair. These mass market books, and then academic books sometimes, and some history, biography. Then the classic section is there also, but it's not as much as the mass market, and that's where I usually veer towards. But it's in the mass market section I find like some of these rare books like Upright on the Western Front. So I saw the cover, which is a major motion picture, and I had never heard of this film because I'm quite interested in film a lot, but I never heard of it. But I saw Meryl Streep, this woman that looks like Meryl Streep. I think it might be her on the cover. I don't know what drew me to it necessarily, but I just decided to check out like a page and just read a line inside, and I don't know, it was just a line, but I got the feeling that the writing is going to be like lines, and maybe I might like it. But yeah, that's One True Thing. I hope I do eventually. So next is 5 People You Meet in Heaven by Mitch Albom. I think this is a very famous author, a very popular author, because I've heard of his other book, which written here, Tuesdays with Maury, and I've heard they are very like sad books and all, and I like sad books. But yeah, I had always seen his works around, like, but I never really wanted to dabble into him, because I don't know, like very popular books like this, like bestsellers like this, are not usually what I veer towards, and I do not end up liking them at the end of the day. But I decided to just at least get this one and try him once, just to see if I would like him. And I really liked like the shape, the way the book is, the way it was published. I like this edition. I like how short it is, and I like these flaps inside. I wish they were bookmarks though, but yeah, I really like the flaps, and I just like it just feels so small in my hands and so portable. So yeah, that's Tuesdays with Maury. I don't know, I'm speculating that I'm not going to love this, but it's always good to try something out. So yeah, whenever I check this out, I'll surely let you all know. So next I have another Dostoevsky, and that's The Idiot. I have The Idiot by Dostoevsky. So again, I have not read any Dostoevsky, but I have now bought 3 of his works. Yeah, I have now bought 3 of his works, and I have no knowledge on what this is about, but I decided to get it regardless, because like I've heard this is also a very good Dostoevsky novel. If I've heard all 3 of his works are like pretty good, so I just decided to go in for it. I initially got like the Bantam Classic Edition, like the smaller one, but then I went another day and saw that they had these Barnes and Noble's editions, and decided to like make a swap, because I have been collecting like these Barnes and Noble's editions. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over there. I'm not sure I can see. I don't see my shelf, but I have about 5 there of this Barnes and Noble's edition, and I really like how they look. And I'm not usually a collector, because since we don't see a lot of like these editions, like too many editions to like say, okay, I'm going to decide to collect books. But I've been seeing a lot of these editions at the fair, and so I've started collecting them slowly. This is my 6th one, and this The Idiot is this translation is the Constance Gary translation, and it's the same person who translated my Brothers Karamazov and the Crime and Punishment I own, and I've been very towards getting the Constance translation because I heard it's what Dostoevsky himself favored, and so I just decided that why not. And I think she's one of like the most renowned translators of like these Russian classics, because I also own my War and Peace by Tolstoy in the Constance Garrett translation. So yeah, I got this one, and yeah, might not read it like for a year or two, but eventually looking forward to it. So next we have Keep the Aspidistra Flying. I think that's how you say that, Aspidistra. Yeah. Keep the Aspidistra Flying by George Orwell. Which so Orwell is a very famous author for his two works, 1984 and Animal Farm, both which I own, but none of which I have read, or which I plan to anyways. But I saw this I think I saw this at the fair on the like first or second day, and for some reason I was just like drawn to it because I'd never heard of like this work by Orwell. I know like those two, Animal Farm and 1984, they are like his major popular works, but of course occasionally I hear about something like Down and Out in Paris, but I've never heard anything or like seen anybody mention this before, and I was just so drawn to it. Not even the cover, because I really don't like the cover, but I liked like the vintage feel it had. But I was so drawn to it, and I think after the next week I went there and I saw that nobody had purchased it, and I think that a friend was the one who bought me my book, the books I got, and the friend was the one who paid for them, and so this was one of the ones I ended up choosing. Because the thing is, like every semester I usually have at least one book like this which I see and I know nothing about, but for some reason I am like so drawn to it and drawn to like something. There's just a magnetic feeling like that they give. There's one every semester for me since I've been purchasing. So yeah, this was the one for this semester. I did get so like I did wonder why, I don't know, I would say why it was calling me. I know it will feel so absurd, don't mind me. I did wonder why I was so drawn to it. So I just like skimmed through the back, read it quickly, and I think it's going to be like more of like a character study novel on like I think a couple or something. But I am very, very excited for this. I just have a good feeling that I might like this, and I hope I do. So next we have Nausea by John Paul Sartre. I don't know if that, I think I want to say Sartre. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, we have Nausea. This is a French philosophical work. Yeah, French philosophical work translated by Lloyd Alexander. And so I had seen this around. I see all the Bookstagram people who like read more niche things on Bookstagram, Goodreads. I've seen this around, and so I decided to get it because I don't know, I have a strange relationship with my feelings about the cover. But I don't know, I just think I'm going to like this because of like the philosophical aspect. And it says here that the winner of the 1964 Nobel Prize, which makes it even more intriguing. And I've never really read like French works before, but last year I read two works by Georges Perec. He's not a very popular author, but I stumbled across his works and read them, and both of them, Things, A Story of the 60s and A Man Asleep, they both ended up on my year-end list, and I loved both those works so much, and I thought it was just a singular voice. And so if it has like if it's remotely close to anything like what Perec writes, I think I am going to like it a lot. I don't know what it's about, but I see it's a very short novel, and I like big books more, but I like these ones occasionally, these philosophical ones, to like be very short, because I've seen that they tend to like pack a punch even with their very small length. So I'm looking forward to this, really looking forward to this. This one is one I will try to get to next year. So next we have The Best of Everything. We have The Best of Everything by Rona Jaff. I think that's how you say her name. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, this is the best of everything. I got this because I saw it. I saw it and it looked out of place in where it was put, and I looked at it and saw the cover, and it was, I usually don't like people on the cover, but it was just very old classic Hollywood, give old classic Hollywood vibes, and so I just decided to go for it, and I caved and just came through the back, through the blurb, and I saw New York in it, and I fell instantly because I'm a sucker for a New York novel. It's my favorite place to read about. It's one thing you hear me talk about a lot if you know me. So I got it, and I saw that it was, I think it might be about like female friendships and all, which is one of my favorite things to read about in fiction. So yeah, that's the best of everything, and it's quite chunky though. It's quite over 400 pages, and I think it was adapted into a film. I think it was adapted into a film. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one someday. Yeah, the last one here that came from the fair was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. This by Hunter S. Thompson. This is an American classic, an American modern classic, I think, yeah, because I've seen this mentioned a lot, and I don't know why I got drawn to this, but I really like this tagline, or what, I don't know what you call it, that says a savage journey to the heart of the American dream. So yeah, I saw it, and I've seen, I think one of my friends on Bookstagram has read it, but I tried to get it for, of course, the American modern classic status, and since it was so short, I started reading it, I think around that time, and I'm almost halfway into it, and so far I will say that this is weird, this is kooky, this is crazy. Like, I cannot describe what this book is, but I think it's like the best way to put it in correlation to what this book is about is like, it's like people who are very high on drugs, and yeah, I've heard it's like a depiction of like what the 60s in, I don't know if in that area was like, and like the drug craze of that era. And so we follow a journalist who receives a job to go and like report on a race that's happening in Las Vegas, and he goes with his attorney, and from the beginning of this book, like, everything is weird, everything is crazy. I still do not know what I'm reading, but I know I'm enjoying it. I'm not like overly loving it, but I think the humor in this is A1, and I really like the dialogues. I think some of my standout points so far are the writing and the dialogue, and the humor. I think the humor is insane. It's such a funny book because there are a lot of occurrences sometimes that you really do not know what's happening, but regardless, like, I'm just lost. Like, the characters' voices, and I don't know, there's just something I really like about this novel. I cannot wait to continue reading it. Yeah, so that's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. So the last 4 books here were books I got from a book vendor who, because over here, like, you hardly see some of like the like popular Bookstagram type books in fairs like this, or really anywhere, except like maybe through vendors online, like people who are able to get their hands on it, like shipped over there to here. So there's a book vendor I buy books from once a year occasionally, and so she usually has some of like those very Bookstagram popular books, but since those are like overly expensive, I just wait till I see some rare books that she maybe puts on sale and that I end up wanting to buy. So these 4 were books that fell into that category of rare books that I was looking for and wanted to buy, and that was affordable as well. So first we have Stoner by John Williams. This is This is a book community darling. I have never seen a bad review on this book. I've never seen anyone who did not love this book. I've never seen less than a 4-star. I'm serious that I've never seen less than a 4-star review of this book, and you hear about how great it is. Everyone I know who I admire likes this book. Everyone, people from on here and people on Bookstagram as well, they love this book. And I'm currently reading it. I'm almost halfway into it as well. I started in August. Yeah, I started in August. My friend Alana Estelle, who I mentioned earlier, we had a kind of deal where she was going to read my favorite book, Sorrow and Bliss. One of my favorite books, at least, Sorrow and Bliss by Meg Mason, and I will read one of hers. And so I chose Stoner, and yeah, she really loves it, and I personally have been enjoying it so far. Yeah, I'm enjoying it so far. I'm not blown away yet. I don't think by the end, I don't think I'm going to dislike it even the slightest. Like, I really like the writing, but even though I will not say I am like overly blown away yet, but I think it's quite gripping, and the story is very like subtle, and like it seems like there's not much happening, but there's also a lot happening, and there's a lot of time passing, and like I like the way time passes in this novel, and sometimes it feels quick, but I think it works because it's how fleeting life is. And so even though it's might not be a 5-star rate, I know I'm still very much going to enjoy this when I get to the end. So yeah, that's Stoner. It's one of the book community's darlings. So next I got Radio Romance by Garrison Kelly or something. I'm sorry if I butchered that, but yeah, this Radio Romance. I saw that the owner of the online bookstore, she posted this, and I had never seen it before, heard about this author, but I saw this Faber Publishing logo and instantly decided to get it because I don't know, it just felt so vintage, and I found that it was like a 1991 novel. And so since I hardly see books like this here, like these very rare books, I snagged it immediately because it was quite affordable. So yeah, this is Radio Romance. I really don't know what it's about, but yeah, it's quite a long book though, like over 350 pages. But yeah, I'm eager to read this someday. I think it might be like just a fun novel. So yeah, I really like this cover. Next, I have White Teeth by J.D. Smith. So I have heard a lot about J.D. Smith. I think she just had a new release come out this year, sometime in the last 2 months, called The Fraud, which I've been seeing mixed reviews on it, but I've not heard an extreme lot on White Teeth, but I've heard a lot about J.D. Smith, and so I decided to get one of her works, and that this was going to be the first one. If I was going to start anywhere, I just said I would start with White Teeth. It's quite a big book also, like so many big books here, over 500 pages. And yeah, while I do not know what this is about, I just know like with the kind of acclaim she has, I'm eager to just see like what her writing is like. And so yeah, I got White Teeth. This to be read someday, who knows. Lastly, I got Ebiboh and Didion. The first time I saw this book on the online bookstore, I was shocked because I've not seen a Didion book anywhere over here in Nigeria, both online and even at the fair. And so I immediately snagged this because it was so cheap. And yeah, I initially I saw it once earlier on that same books, but I did not like this cover because I'm not usually a cover type of person, but I was meaning to get like the more popular covers I see you all post on Bookstagram. But yeah, I eventually just had to keep because it's the novel regardless. And although I do not love the cover, but I really like this white pure feeling it has. And yeah, I know Didion is a renowned literary voice in America, and she's regarded as one of the greatest writers of like the generation. And yeah, I know that the base summary is about her husband who passed away a while after her daughter passed away. So I am eager to see what Gideon is all about. I know this is on grief and like dealing with grief, which is one of the things I really like to read about. So I'm looking forward to this, but I don't think I'm going to start. I'm going to read this next year, but I don't think I'm going to start like my first Gideon with her non-fiction. I intend to start with Play It As It Lays. So yeah, I'm eventually going to get to this, but I'd rather start with her fiction first. And yeah, I cannot wait to see what Gideon is all about. So yeah, that's the of magical thinking. So we have come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for sticking around and for watching up till this point. Please, if you enjoyed this video, love if you liked and subscribed and help share. And if you are here from Bookstagram, hi, I'm finally here, so you guys will get to see more of me. I have a few videos planned for the coming days, coming weeks, so yeah, you guys should look out for those. And please, if you have read any of these books, or if you have any of them on your TBR, or even if it's like the authors, please tell me in the comments. I always love the interactions. It's my favorite thing, so just bounce back on what and our common interests. So yeah, let me know if you have read any of these books or if you plan to. And yeah, I think that will be it. I'm actually late for school now, so thank you very much for watching. Bye.